Howdy y'all, Christi here, Little Salty Homesteader. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am here today doing a little bit of seed starting, and what is on the seed starting menu for today is lettuce and bok choy. Now I made a late season decision to plant bok choy in this green stalk right here that has some peppers growing in it. I'm not too late to start it, I just added it to my planting list a little late. So before I do all of the seed starting, I'm going to talk to you guys about the varieties that I'm going to be growing, basically how to grow healthy seedlings and stuff like that. So most lettuce seedlings are going to be sown 1/4 of an inch deep, which is literally like my pinky nail there. And then bok choy seeds are going to be 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, depending upon the size of the seed. All of my bok choy varieties are baby or even smaller, so they're gonna lean closer to that 1/4 inch depth. Whenever you're planting your lettuce seeds and your bok choy seeds, you're going to use moist, well-draining, loose, and fluffy soil. Germination occurs around 7 to 10 days for lettuce and 5 to 10 days for bok choy. After you get them planted, if you're starting your seeds inside, you'll want to place that seedling tray in a windowsill or underneath grow lights. And of course, again, if you're going to start them indoors, you're going to want to harden them off before you transplant them out, which means slowly get them acclimated to outdoor conditions over time before you just kind of throw them out here and let them fend for themselves. So for the varieties of lettuce, there's 7 different varieties of lettuce that I'm going to be starting today, and there's a very good reason why. 1, we love salad. 2, I have this green stalk right here. This is the green stalk leaf. As you can see, the tiers have much shallower pockets than the standard green stalk here that has 5 tiers, and I want lettuce on every tier of that bad boy over there. Now, part of that green stalk doesn't get great sunlight, so I'm not really expecting anything to grow in kind of that strip, but I want lettuce the rest of the way around to be successful and delicious and feed my belly because I like to eat. So 7 different varieties of lettuce are going into that green stalk. The very first one is going to be Dino. I'm not going to kid around whenever I tell you that I bought this simply because it's called Dino lettuce, but it is a romaine type lettuce. It's a leaf lettuce, but it looks kind of romaine-like with spiny tipped leaves and juicy stems. It is crunchy and has lots of texture. It can be cooked, like you can grill it, or you can just utilize it raw, which is how I'm planning on eating it. It reaches maturity in about 70 days, and you want to let it mature fully so that the interior leaves fully form. The inside leaves of the head will remain smaller than the outer leaves. And with most lettuces, you can direct sow it or transplant it into moist, well-draining soil in full sun or part shade. All of my lettuces I'm going to be transplanting, but you could direct sow if you so wished. And the next variety of lettuce that I'm going to be starting today is going to be Tegan. This is a romaine type leaf lettuce, not a head type, but the leaves look kind of like romaine. Kind of hard to, I'll find a picture of it and put it in here. It has maroon painted leaves. It is flavorful and crunchy. They're calling this a semi-heading lettuce. So it's kind of leaf lettuce, kind of head lettuce. It reaches maturity in 65 days. This is another one that you want to let mature fully so that that semi-head forms completely. You will direct sow or transplant. You plant it in full sun if you want more of the leaves to be maroon. In part shade, you'll have more green come through. And this variety is bolt resistant. So here in September in North Texas, it can still be quite warm. So hopefully this holds up against it until we start really cooling down in October. The next variety is going to be Gustav salad, and this is an heirloom variety. It is a gourmet butterhead lettuce that is renowned for its flavor and versatility. It reaches maturity in 50 days. You'll direct sow or transplant this into full sun or partial shade. This variety can be grown in containers, raised beds, or in ground. Now that's typically true with all lettuces, but I couldn't find anything that confirmed or denied that about the first 2 varieties. All right, the next variety is going to be Little Jim. It's very small, green, romaine type lettuce with excellent flavor. It is a heat tolerant variety that reaches maturity in about 50 days. You'll direct sow or transplant this variety into full sun or partial shade in containers, raised beds, or in ground. This is like single serving size. So as you grow this, whenever you harvest it, one head of the Little Jim will basically feed one person. So pretty nifty. All right, the next variety of lettuce that I'm starting today is going to be Merlot. This is a leaf lettuce that is supposedly the darkest red in existence. It is bolt and frost tolerant, so it is adaptable to some weather conditions. I'm not going to say you could grow this in July, but hopefully in September it holds up pretty well. This is recommended as a cut and come again type, so as leaves get to the size that you like, you just come cut those outer leaves off, and then the interior leaves will continue to grow and provide you with more and more lettuce. It is a high source of anthocyanins, potassium, and vitamin A, and it will reach maturity in about 55 days. Again, direct sow or transplant into full sun or partial shade. The next variety is going to be New Red Fire. This is a red tip lettuce that makes a striking addition to the garden. It is bolt resistant and frost tolerant. It is a leaf lettuce perfect for cut and come again harvest, reaches maturity in 55 days, and again, direct sow or transplant into full sun or partial shade. Now where it's going is going to be partial shade until all the leaves fall off the tree, and then it will be full sun except for that strip that doesn't get any sun. So it's kind of the best of both worlds in terms of planting conditions. And then the last variety of lettuce that I'm starting today is going to be Tom Thumb. It is an heirloom variety that is a bib / butterhead variety. It is a single serving size lettuce with soft texture and sweet flavor. Look how dainty and cute it is. It is container friendly. It reaches maturity in about 60 days. Direct sow or transplant into full sun or partial shade. And I have 3 varieties of Bok Choy that I'm getting started. It is not my intention to fill up this entire green stalk with Bok Choy, but I do want to have enough for us to come out and harvest a few times in order to have stir fries and things like that. So the very first variety that I'm going to be starting is going to be this super cute Howdy Tiny. Now this is a miniature variety that can be steamed, stir fried, or enjoyed raw. It reaches maturity in 40 days because it is so dainty and tiny. It is not frost hardy, however, so I need to get these going today so that I can harvest them before the expected first frost in mid-November. This is container friendly. It can also be grown in raised beds, in ground, or tucked between other plants. This one you'll want to direct sow or transplant into partial shade. So on this green stalk here, there's this strip right here that doesn't get a whole lot of, it doesn't get like direct sun for several hours a day like the rest of it does. So I'm going to be planting Bok Choy on this half of it. All right, the next variety of Bok Choy is going to be Purple Lady. This is a purple baby Bok Choy that is full of antioxidants. It is perfect for the wok, the grill, or salads. It has uniform heads reaching 6 to 7 inches tall and can be grown in containers, raised beds, or in the ground. It takes 45 days to reach maturity, and again, direct sow or transplant into partial shade. And the last variety of Bok Choy that I'm going to be starting today is going to be the Shanghai Baby. This is small plants with light green stems, extra tender and finely flavored. This one is utilized grilled or in stir fries. This is the one that chefs at Asian or fusion or whatever restaurants request for their food deliveries, especially from like market farmers and stuff. So excellent culinary uses here. It reaches maturity in 35 to 55 days. It is not bolt resistant, and you'll direct sow or transplant into partial shade. Okay, as you can see, I have the seedling station all set up. This tray has some water in it. It's going to be absorbed from the bottom of these 6-pack cells here. The soil is already in there, and I have poked the 1/4-inch places for the seeds to be deposited, and everything is labeled. So as long as I don't confuse the order of anything, I should have some lettuce and bok choy that I can identify in the coming weeks. Just to give you an idea of how small the lettuce seeds are, they're very dainty. They almost look kind of like carrot seeds in a way. So I'm just going to very gently try to sprinkle like 2 seeds per cell without bumping everything everywhere, hopefully. And this is the dino lettuce. And then just kind of fill that in a little bit. And then here are the bok choy seeds, much like all the other brassicas. Alright, but that's all I have for you for this seed starting video. Please stay tuned for the future videos because there's a lot of direct sowing and seed starting content coming as we ramp up for fall and winter gardening. If you liked today's video, please like, subscribe, comment, do all those different YouTube things. Otherwise, until next time, go find a way to get those garden manicures. Bye!